say, hey guys, gotta turn down the stereo. I am currently sitting in my car. Got to sit in here for like 20 minutes or so. Let the engine idle. I don't know if you're familiar with the drive cycle. It's the required test that you have to do before you can even go get your car smogged to make sure it passes. If you give your car any love and you have to disconnect the battery to do so, or you get a new battery, or you just go get the A service, the B service, oil change, anything, any love that you give your car. And if you make the mistake of doing it before you have to register the car and smog it, well, you have to do this thing called the drive cycle, and it sucks. Especially if you're not somebody who is fearless. Yeah, because you have to actually pay somebody at some point to do it if you can't handle doing the drive cycle. It's kind of dangerous. You have to, this part sitting in the car, right? This part's easy. You just sit it and let the engine idle. I have a, the thing that lets me know what I need to work on. My oxygen sensor is just fine. It's called Auto Link. And anyway, so you plug it into your car down here. I don't know if you can see what I just made you look at, but anyway, there's a port underneath your steering wheel in most cars, and you plug it in, and then it tells you, okay, the smog test readiness. So yes, I did have some work done on this car as well as that car, and they both get registered about the same time, so I'm going to have to do it to that car too. But yeah, this is the easy part, sitting in the car. But then you got to do like some city driving, which is okay, right? But then you got to get on the freeway and take it up to 75 miles an hour, which is faster than the posted speed limit. And you got to keep your foot on the gas for 15 minutes, no braking, no removing your foot from the gas. And then, after you do that, you got to let your car coast. You take your foot off the gas and let it coast down to 20 miles per hour. Then you do it again. Back up to 75 for 5 minutes without taking your foot off of the gas pedal, which is really hard here because, there's always somebody on the freeway. So it's actually advised to do this test in the middle of the night. And you got a better chance of not having to have other people on the road. Then, afterwards, you coast down to 20 again. And hopefully your sensor kicks in. And the reason you have to reset the sensors after you disconnect the battery for any reason, or get a new battery, or get any work done on your car, give your car any love, it's because of the fact that, the sensors have to be reset now. And ironically, the emissions test, it used to be your smog test was about passing emissions. Now it's about passing the sensor test. Make sure all your sensors are reading correctly. There is no more emissions. And you have to drive roughly 100 to 200 miles back and forth to make that sensor kick in. And currently my sensor that's not working is the catalytic converter. The car runs fine. Yeah, the car is working, just the sensor needs to be reset. And of course, let's see, 200 miles, and you have to go through how much gas, right? At $5 a gallon, $6 a gallon. And then I got to put somebody on my insurance to do that part, because I just don't race anymore. I don't. I drive the speed limit no matter what, and apparently you have to go faster than the speed limit. And so I'm sitting here in my car right now enjoying the part that I can do. But that smog test goes from being $60, $70 to being almost $200 by the time you finish doing the drive cycle. And don't forget that little part that you have to buy to even see what it is you need to fix before you can take it to the smog guy. And it's not that it needs to be fixed, it just needs to be reset because you disconnected your battery, or somebody did, or you got a new battery. Like I said, oil change, but anything that requires the battery to be disconnected, any service. So, yeah, right now I'm doing this, and then after I do this car and get it registered, yeah, it takes the cost of registration from $260 when it has to get smog to about almost $500 for me for this car, you know. And it's a 2002. And then this one, the Nissan Sentra, it's a 2001. And I've had it for 25 years. It always passes smog. But if I make the mistake of getting any work done before I have to go smog it, or, I gave it a new battery, I had to. So every freaking time I have to do this stupid drive cycle test. I just don't understand why it has to be done. I don't. It seems to me that the emissions test should come back. Just put that thing on the tailpipe. Let it run on the dynometer, those wheels that made it spin. Let it happen at the place. But it's no longer about emissions. It's all about your sensors and whether or not they are reading correctly, or whether or not they are, clicking. I just know that the car runs great, but apparently I got to do the drive cycle, and it's going to cost me almost $200 to get it done for this car, almost $200 for that car, because I have to add somebody on my insurance to do the freeway thing, because I ain't doing it. And the cost of gas, insurance, what a racket. California, you just don't want people to enjoy having a car, do you? That's all but yeah, so right now I'm sitting in my car. I can do this part of the test. Let me know if you hate the drive cycle too. Okay, so this is the little tool you want to buy. It's actually worth it, but it's called the AutoLink by Autel. I'm gonna go now check my car and see if it helped at all. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do to make it work is you gotta put your key in the ignition and just turn it to the part where everything comes on. Turn down the music, of course. And then you gotta come under here. Let's see if you can see it. There's okay, there you go. See that little hole thing right there? Okay, hold tight. Okay, so after you plug it in, see it's in right there, just move this little button right here and click Ready Test. And then click OK, and it's going to tell you whether or not. Okay, just came back, and everything's ready, but the cap. So, yeah, definitely going to have to take it on the freeway. And I'm going to probably have someone do it, just because it makes more sense to pay my insurance to have somebody else drive it than for me to do something I'm not comfortable doing. I definitely don't want to go up to 75 miles an hour without braking. So that's what the AutoLink is. Yeah, eventually it'll be ready, but not yet. Yeah, this tool is pretty cool because it lets you know ahead of time whether or not you're ready to pass smog, which is, it's a good thing to know. So go get one if you think it might help you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.